Do the Jurassic Park movie and the sequels have some interesting lessons that are worth discussing and thinking about? It might seem excessive to search for symbols and a deeper meaning in what appears to be a straightforward story. However, one of its creators is Michael Crichton, who is behind several fascinating works, including Westworld, Disclosure, Twister, and the ER series. This analysis approaches the movie story as if it represents someone's thought experiments, struggling with a life situation, which are translated into symbols, as if they were dreaming about it, and playing out some possible solutions and probable outcomes. When we understand the meaning of these symbols as keys that unlock the story, peculiar characters and scenes begin to make sense. As a result, we can watch movies in an entirely different way. We might find situations really funny that, taken literally, could appear tragic. The surface phenomena of the scenes are considered as symbols, while beneath them another story unfolds. To grasp this, we need to engage the language of the mind's deeper layers, which operates through associations, sensations, and emotions. Yet by doing so, we can almost step into the movie's world, learning from its lessons with nearly the intensity of lived experience. The main protagonists of the movie are two paleontologists, Alan, who is about 40, and Ellie, in her mid-20s. They have a romantic relationship. The fundamental problem emerges in their first scene. Ellie watches intently to see how her partner, Alan, reacts to an annoying boy. For Ellie, the question of having children arises, along with whether Alan is cut out for that. In other words, whether their relationship can continue as it is, or whether Alan can embrace what Ellie envisions, family and building a home together. So we have Alan, the paleontologist, literally a scientist of ancient creatures, fossils. Here that means he is a scientist who is himself becoming something of a prehistoric creature, at least in Ellie's eyes. Alan is fundamentally comfortable in the world of sterile intellectual challenges and recoils from novelty, including technology.
Look at the external. What'd you do?
He touched it. Dr. Grant's not mission incompatible.
You got it in for me.
Ellie gets to study this ancient creature up close, along with the world of extinct beings, which is simultaneously grandiose and wildly romantic, yet threatened with certain extinction. What beliefs does Alan hold about children?
I mean, what's so wrong with kids?
Oh, Ellie, look, they're noisy, they're messy, they're expensive.
Cheap.
They smell.
They do not
Some of them smell. Babies smell.
So they are noisy and messy, meaning they will bring chaos into the couple's comfortable life. They are expensive and they smell. In other words, too real and mundane compared to intellectual pursuits. Ellie, however, believes a child will add something fascinating to their lives, and increasingly she wants this.
Yeah, I know. Kids. You want to have one of those?
I don't want that kid, but a breed of child Dr. Grant could be intriguing.
The question about having children disturbs the eternal peace of this ancient creature, and certain things must be covered up to prevent greater damage. An elderly eccentric entrepreneur arrives and explains that he knows of a method by which the world of prehistoric creatures can function, though some consider it unsafe. Moreover, if the couple sides with this prehistoric life preserve, their day-to-day funded research existence can go on for at least another 3 years, whereas committing to Ellie's vision of family would involve enormous costs and sacrifice. In this world, no expense need be spared as long as it is for themselves.
It's good.
no expense.
In the opening scenes, we first witness the danger of the world of dinosaurs when a velociraptor, literally a swift robber that is a fast predatory chicken, snatches away a human. Even the gruff big game hunter cannot prevent the mauling. The second scene, however, hints at the possibility that perhaps with proper organization and technology, the world of ancient creatures could be maintained. The elderly entrepreneur is the personification of the preservation concept, appearing in Alan's mind, essentially an image of Alan in old age. He is irresponsible, trivializing even life-threatening situations when they run counter to his interests. He seems entertaining and funny, but unserious and superficial. We can see that this dinosaur park concept is limping. He walks with a cane. The couple begins mentally testing where this prehistoric life reservation might lead. In fact, all the major male characters represent different attitudes and concepts held by Alan. According to one of Alan's twisted lines of thinking, having children would actually be irresponsible, partly because children would bring chaos in their lives. But what if Alan had left himself unorganized, even frenetic? Thus, as the counterpoint to the paleontologist and the projection of his inner idealistic self-image, Ian Malcolm appears, the chaos expert. He is disturbingly direct, a rock star.
I bring scientists, you bring a rock star.
He has 3 children and multiple ex-wives somewhere. He immediately hits on any attractive woman in his vicinity.
Dr. Sadler, Dr. Grant, you've heard of chaos theory?
No.
No, nonlinear equations? Strange attractors. Dr. Sadler, I refuse to believe that you aren't familiar with the concept of attraction.
However, if you cast your vote for chaos, it will catch up with you, perhaps to a life-threatening degree. In other words, he can only leave the island with an injury. The projection of Alan's miserliness takes the peculiar form of the lawyer. He is initially afraid of the risks, but later views the prehistoric paradise as an extraordinary financial opportunity. That means they could spend their money on themselves.
We can charge anything we want, $2,000 a day, $10,000 a day, and people will pay it. And then there's the merchandise. I can personally...
Donald.
This park was not built to cater only for the super rich. Everyone in the world has the right to enjoy these animals.
Sure, they will.
But this would also mean taking money away from their would-be children, essentially enriching themselves at their expense. An even more extreme manifestation of materialism appears in the computer programmer, Dennis Nedry, who wants to sell the embryos. He is a nerd, living only in technology, actually alienated from life and full of unrealistic notions. These personified, unviable, indeed life-threatening concepts must be dealt with. Alongside the main male characters, there is another female, let's say, character, who is a projection of one of Alan's internal self-images, the Tyrannosaurus Rex itself, embodying unquestionable will and force. Alan has almost a panic attack when he learns that the elderly entrepreneur has managed to bring this one to life as well.
Say again? We have a T-Rex.
Put your head between your knees.
Dr. Grant, idea, Dr. Sattler.
Alan's words and tone are equally telling as they wait for the Rex's appearance next to the tethered goat served up as its dinner.
T-Rex doesn't want to be fat, he wants to hunt. Can't just suppress 65 million years of gut instinct.
All of this is spoken next to the chaos expert, for whom this hunt is a natural environment. This moment is a powerful metaphor. There is the hunter, Alan, and there is the tethered goat, Ellie. The girl, Lex, is outraged. She is a vegetarian, which here means she is pro-family.
He's gonna eat the goat? Excellent.
What's the matter, kid? You never had lamb chops?
I happen to be a vegetarian.
Alan doesn't view having a home and thus home-served dinners as something valuable that would represent another quality, another level of life, providing a stable foundation that would open up new possibilities. Rather, he sees it as violent domestication that would take something away from him. As a result of the materialism represented by Dennis, the primal forces previously held in check break free.
Turn the light off, turn the light off.
Turn the light off!
First, the T-Rex is hostile toward the rowdy and irrationally behaving children, but even Alan can no longer tolerate this, so he starts to defend the children. The key symbol here is that the Rex destroys the materialistic lawyer. The movie reveals that material thinking when it comes to having children actually means unreliability. Here, abandoning the children and cowardice.
He left us.
Moreover, according to the movie's imagery, such a person is shitty. Such a person is not king at all, neither in intention nor behavior, so the Rex must deal with him. The chaos researcher is fundamentally well-intentioned but thoughtless, plunging himself and his surroundings into chaos and mortal danger, so the Rex must ensure he doesn't jump around so much. He must also be kept away from the gearshift and, in general, from steering the course of events. Dennis' nerdery represents an extreme concept, so his elimination also occurs in an extreme manner. This way of thinking is actually blindness that cannot see the path to follow. In general, it's a loss of direction leading to meaningless death. According to the movie's logic, either this thinking prevails or the child does, and so this intention must perish. Alan, the 40-year-old paleontologist, has reached an important turning point in his life. Either he continues dedicating his years to studying ancient creatures while slowly becoming one himself. Or he chooses Ellie, which means embracing family, commitment and home. Alan is not old yet, but will not get younger, so maybe this is his last chance to choose a different path with Ellie. For Alan, life gives a unique opportunity with Ellie. There is a genuine chemistry between them, and they understand each other extremely well, something truly exceptional. They are better together than alone. And Ellie has started to think seriously about long-term commitment and building a home. A very rare and fortunate alignment of the stars, a one-in-a-lifetime chance for Alan to be with someone like Ellie. What would it mean for him to meet Ellie's hopes or to lose her? The story of Jurassic Park can be well interpreted as exploring the turning point in the relationship between Ellie and Alan, as he is slowly becoming a relic himself, where the question of having children arises. Can their relationship continue as it is, or must Alan evolve to keep Ellie in his life, which means family and home? Where might it lead if they commit themselves to one future or the other? The next part continues to discuss this thought experiment.